Ever wondered how much that tiny symbol of autumn, the acorn, costs in Canada? It seems like a simple question, right? You walk under an oak tree, you see them scattered on the ground, you pick one up. Free, right? Well, not exactly. While the acorns falling from your backyard oak might be free for the taking, as long as you have the owner's permission, of course, the acorn market in Canada is surprisingly complex. We're not just talking about squirrels and chipmunks here. There's a whole world of acorn uses, from food and flour to crafting and even tree planting initiatives. And that means there's a price tag attached. So, how much does an acorn cost in Canada? The short answer is, it depends. It depends on a lot of factors, actually. Let's break it down. First, we need to distinguish between a few different scenarios. Are you looking for acorns for personal use, like maybe roasting them for a snack or using them in a fall-themed craft project? Or are you looking to buy acorns in bulk, perhaps for a business or reforestation effort? These two scenarios have vastly different price points. If you're just looking for a handful of acorns, you're probably not going to be buying them from a store. As mentioned, you could gather them yourself, with permission, of course. But even then, there's a cost involved. Think about the time and effort you spend searching for them, cleaning them, and maybe even processing them. That's a cost, even if it's not a monetary one. Now, let's say you want a specific type of acorn. Maybe you need acorns from a particular species of oak tree, perhaps for a specific craft project or because you're trying to propagate a certain type of oak. Then you might need to turn to a specialty supplier. And that's where things get interesting. Specialty acorn suppliers do exist in Canada, although they might not be as common as, say, a regular grocery store. These suppliers often specialize in native tree seeds and nuts, including acorns. They might sell them individually, by weight, or even by the number of viable acorns. And here's where the price can vary significantly. The price of acorns from a specialty supplier will depend on several factors. The species of oak is a big one. Some oak species are rarer than others, and their acorns will naturally command a higher price. The size and quality of the acorns also matter. Larger, healthier acorns that are more likely to germinate will be more expensive than smaller or damaged ones. And, of course, the availability of the acorns plays a role. If a particular species of oak had a poor acorn crop that year, the price of those acorns will likely be higher due to scarcity. Another factor that influences the price of acorns is whether they are processed or not. Some suppliers might sell raw acorns, straight from the tree. Others might sell processed acorns that have been cleaned, sorted, and perhaps even stratified to improve germination rates. Processed acorns will typically be more expensive than raw acorns because of the added labor involved. So, what kind of prices are we talking about? It's difficult to give an exact figure without knowing the specific type of acorn you're looking for and the supplier you're working with. However, you can expect to pay anywhere from a few dollars for a handful of common oak acorns to potentially hundreds of dollars for a larger quantity of rare or high-quality acorns. Beyond individual or small-scale purchases, there's also a market for acorns in bulk. This is where things get even more complex. Companies and organizations that are involved in reforestation projects, habitat restoration, or even large-scale crafting operations might need to buy acorns in bulk. And when we talk about bulk, we're talking about thousands, or even millions, of acorns. The price of acorns in bulk is typically lower per acorn than if you were buying them individually. However, the total cost can still be significant. Bulk acorn prices are also subject to the same factors we discussed earlier: species, quality, availability, and processing. Additionally, the volume of the purchase can also affect the price. Larger orders might qualify for discounts, while smaller orders might be more expensive per acorn. Another thing to consider when talking about bulk acorns is the source. Where do all these acorns come from? Some suppliers might collect acorns from wild trees, with permission, of course. Others might cultivate oak trees specifically for acorn production. And some might even import acorns from other countries. The source of the acorns can also influence the price. So, circling back to our original question, how much is an acorn in Canada? We've seen that there's no single answer. It depends on whether you're looking for a few acorns for personal use or thousands for a large-scale project. It depends on the species of oak, the quality of the acorns, and the availability of the supply. It depends on whether the acorns are raw or processed, and whether you're buying them from a small supplier or a large-scale distributor. The acorn market, while seemingly simple, is actually quite intricate. It's a reflection of the diverse uses of this humble nut, from feeding squirrels to reforesting entire landscapes. And the price of an acorn, while sometimes seemingly insignificant, can actually tell a story about the natural world, the economy, and even our relationship with the environment. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.